Good morning, everyone. It's Corinna, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the week after Christmas. So it is now New Year's week, and it is Monday the 28th. Yep. So it's 10:28 right now, and I'm cooking breakfast. Yes, it's a late breakfast. That's how we roll. So, but I actually got up before 7, and I've been working on some Etsy orders this morning. So I do that while Glenn's sleeping, and then I'll stop and make us some breakfast. And then I still have more orders to fill. I got to make some magnets, so I'll actually show you that process since there's no names and addresses involved in that. So yeah, right now I'm just in the kitchen. I'm making us some, frying up some bacon strips, and I'm going to make us some pancakes, and I got Glenn's coffee ready to go. Just got to turn that on when the pancakes are almost ready. Got a couple things to do today besides the Etsy orders. Is I got to get a video uploaded today. I got like 3 videos, and then this one will make 4. So I got 3 other videos ready to go. Well, not ready to go. I got to get them in video format. And then I got to shovel a little bit of snow today. We got some snow last night. A couple days late. I wanted it for Christmas, but we got it last night. And I was hoping we'd get it during the day when I can go outside. But it didn't come till last night. So yeah, it's full of snow outside right now. I don't think we got that much. Maybe a couple inches at the most. But I'll go ahead and shovel all that, get it off the sidewalk and the driveway. So, and then, what else? I may go to the post office today. I know a couple of you have mentioned that you sent me cards, and thank you so much. I appreciate that. So I may go check the mailbox today or do it tomorrow, one of the two. So, other than that, yeah, I don't know. I should have had a couple things to do, but oh well. Maybe it just sounded like I had a lot to do. So, alright, so I'm going to continue breakfast. Oh, yeah, I did tell you I was going to show you the process on making my magnets, and I want to do the video tonight of my Etsy area, or my craft area, where I do fill my orders, show you all my materials and things like that, and talk about shipping. So, and I'm working on getting international shipping put on my Etsy shop so I can ship internationally. So I'm hoping to get that done by the end of this week. All right, so I'm going to turn this camera around and see what we got going on. All right, so we got our pancake mix here. This is Hungry Jack, and you just have to add water. We received this from the food pantry. So I'm using that, and when this is run out, we also have some Bisquick that we received from the pantry, so I'll start using that as well. So we got my syrup, Glenn's coffee is ready to go, just got to push the button, and once again I got some dirty dishes in there. That's okay, that's life, right? So yeah, I wanted to show you outside, got some snow. Yeah, doesn't look like too much. You can see through the screen window there. All right. Blue skies. Okay, I'm going to continue on with breakfast, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. All right, so I'm just making up my pancake mix now. Just added the water. I don't know about you guys, but I don't measure the pancake mix. I just do what's oh, does that look good and thick to me? Yep, that's good. So it needs a little bit more water. And I know how we like our pancakes, so I just go with that texture. So I just add water as I need it. So I hope you all had a great Christmas. On to New Year's, and then a new year. Can't believe how time is flying. Gotta go check the bacon. Sorry about that. All right. So, just an update on the taste of that smothered chicken dinner we had for Christmas. So I used all those seasonings. I figure it's the first time I agreed to use all the seasonings. And it had a very subtle taste. It wasn't spicy at all. But then again, it depends how much of the seasonings you use. So it wasn't really spicy. But I thought it had a good subtle taste. It was, wasn't overbearing or anything. But Glenn did not like it. So that's why I say I figure it's the one time I agreed to use seasonings and I like it, he didn't like it. So don't know if I'd do that again just for me. It's no big deal if we don't. So yeah, it wasn't hot or spicy or anything like that whatsoever. I thought it made a good gravy. It wasn't too thick, but not too thin. So, okay. So yeah, I just wanted to give you that update on the chicken. It was very tender. So yeah, we ate the last of it last night. So it did last a couple nights. We didn't eat it the night after Christmas. We just snacked on something and then we saved the chicken for last night. So, all right, I'm going to go tend to the bacon and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm about ready. The bacon is done. I'm going to pour in the pancake batter now. Glenn only eats one good sized pancake, so he gets full really fast. So this pancake mix says light and fluffy, extra light and fluffy, and it is. If you could see it, I don't know if you can tell, but it's very airy like the batter is. So we usually use Aunt Jemima, and we really like that pancake mix. This is Hungry Jack, and it has a little different taste. It's not horrible, but it's a little different. We like the Aunt Jemima over the Hungry Jack, but of course we have what we have from the food pantry, and that's what we're going to use. So, but yeah, just a little bit of information on that. All right, I will be right back. All right, I'm going to go turn the coffee on now. So I got Glenn's pancakes cooking. All right, so put this over there. So we are supposed to get some snow a couple times this week. I'll believe it when I see it. Weathermen always aren't right. That's all I'll say about that. So, alrighty. Let me show you what I got in the pan for Glenn. Alright, so that's Glenn's pancake, and that's basically all he'll have for pancakes. So that's all he wants is just the one. And then he'll have some bacon strips, coffee, and I do have some orange juice in the fridge that we received at the food pantry as well. So, alright, so I am getting Glenn's stuff ready first, and then I'll get mine. Alright, so that's what the color looks like on the pancakes. That's just how we like them. And I know last time I did a vlog and I cooked pancakes for breakfast, a couple of you mentioned how the pancakes look so perfect. Thank you so much for that nice comment. But I don't do anything special, honestly. I used to actually put butter in the frying pan and then put the batter in there. And that gave it a nice crispy edge. But the butter, basically the butter burns. And then it just stinks and it's all brown, and so I stopped using butter. I just basically make sure the pan is nice and hot, and then I pour my batter in, and this is what it does. So honestly, that's all I do. Okay, so I just wanted to show you the nice color texture to that pancake. All right, so here is breakfast: pancakes, bacon, milk. So I'm at my workstation right now where I usually do my labels, my orders and stuff. I just have this little table to the side so I don't put my food or drinks on the table that I work on, because I don't want to get anything sticky from the syrup or spill anything. So, all right, I'm going to eat my breakfast and I will be back. All right, folks, so I am done with breakfast, and I'm going to show you how I do my magnets, how I make my magnets for my Etsy shop now. And so I'll just go over the things I use. So first I have my laptop here. It's a little older, but it still weighs like a ton. But it works and it does what I need it to do, so that's what I use. And then I have my tablet over here. Also a little older, but it still works and it does what I need it to do. So no sense in buying anything new if you still have things that work. And every program I use to make my address labels, my round stickers, any stickers, my magnets, my my cards, anything, I use free programs. I don't pay for any of it. So, and that's just a part of keeping costs down when you're making your items, okay? So, I have my tablet here and it sits on my printer because that's a good spot for it. And the reason I make my items on my tablet and send it to my laptop to print is because my tablet does not give me an option to print from the rear tray of my printer, which is where I like to print because I think the photos come out good that way. So, all right. So I start off here, and I'm just going to give you an example of some magnets I'll make right now. And this is how I would make them exactly if I got an order for them, okay? So I start off here in my tablet, and I'm just going to go here, and this is Word document, and that's a free version, and it's a mobile app, basically the Microsoft Word mobile app. So it's free, but it's limited on things you can do on it. So I work with what I can do on it, and I just make it work. Okay, so I have my template open here. Let's go from the beginning. Okay, so this is when I open up Word, this is where it would take me. And I have templates already made up here. Okay, so open that up and it'll pop open like this. I already have one picture and it's the size I need it to be. My magnets are 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches. So this is the size, and that's why I keep a template. So the rest of it is blank, and that's because I'm going to show you how I add my pictures in. So I'll just go up here to insert, and as you can see, I'm very limited on my options to work with, and that's because it's the free version. I just go to insert pictures under photos, and it'll take me to where I can get to my photo gallery. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, my photo gallery's down here. And then it'll bring my option up to go to what folder I need to go to. And I use the app PicsArt a lot. Right here. PicsArt is where I would give my photos an edit of a art form. So like the spider photos, those were actually photos I took, and then I just gave them a edit of an art form. So I'm going to go down until I get my pictures. Okay, so here's the goldfinch one. And when I do magnets, I usually print out 2. If they're just ordering 1, I'll print out 2, just in case I mess up the other one. So I'll print out my goldfinch. And this is just basically asking me if this is the photo I want. And I click done. And when it pops up on the Word document, you can see it pops up really large. So I just have to take the corners and make it small. And then I'll just take it up here and line it up with the other one. So it's the exact same size. See how the lines line up there? And then I'll just bring the side here. And this is how long the other one is. So I'll just bring it. And then do the same for the bottom. I'll lift it up and then bring it back down. And now you see it's covering it completely. That means it's the same size. So I'll just take this and I'll drag this to the side. And now I have 2 of them. So now I'll just add in a different photo, and you can see my options are gone now. So there's this little arrow there, and it comes back. And I'll do that for every picture I want to put on there. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this template, and then I will be right back. All right, folks, so I have made out my template here with all the pictures I'm going to put on the magnets. So instead of doing 2 of each, because these are actually a set of 6 bird photos that I took, and I'm going to put them on my refrigerator. So I'm thinking about putting them up for sale as a set of 6. So yeah, I took some of these in our backyard and some of them at a local state park that is probably my favorite birding area in the summertime. So like this goldfinch was taken there, this hummingbird was taken in our backyard, and then the cardinal was taken at the state park, the oriole was taken in our backyard, and then the indigo bunting that was in our backyard, perched on one of those branches that I tied to a pole or something, a makeshift perch for them. And then this red-winged blackbird was taken at the state park. So I think that's a nice set of 6 magnets. I think I'll put them up as for sale as a set of 6 in my Etsy shop. So if anybody's interested in purchasing any of this stuff, and you don't have Etsy or anything like that, just shoot me a comment or send me an email or something. Just let me know, and then we'll talk. All right, so this is my template, 6 photos. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my options back down. Sorry the camera's so shaky. Maybe I'll put it down now. Hold on. Okay, so I turned the tablet around so I can put the phone down so it won't be so shaky. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, this automatically saves what you have done every so many seconds, but just to be safe, I like to save it anyway. So I just click save, and now that whenever I open that template, that's what will be on there. So now I'm going to go down and I'm going to share it. And then up here I have options, and I'm going to share as an attachment and as a PDF. And I'm going to send it to myself. I'm going to email it to myself. Because then I'm going to go on my laptop, open it up in the email there, save it to my laptop, and print it out. Or I don't even actually have to save it. I just print it out. Okay. So I'm just going to send it to my own email. All right, so that's basically all I do on the tablet for making my magnets. Then I'm going to turn around and here's my laptop. I'm going to open up my email. I'm going to shut the video off just to make sure I don't have any emails pop up that you shouldn't see. Okay, so I went in my email just because I didn't want to show all my emails to everybody. Went in my email and went ahead and opened up the attachment, and here is my template. All right, so now I can either download this to my computer and have it in my documents, or I can just print it out from here. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my photo paper, and later on I'll go through all my drawers and show you all the stuff I use and all this craziness. Alright, so I've got my photo paper here. I'm going to throw it in my rear feed tray of my printer. And I'm just going to click on print. You can see me in the camera. And click print again. Now normally I use a matte finish photo paper, but it's a little more expensive, so I ended up getting glossy. It's cheaper, but I prefer the matte finish. I think the photos look sharper on that. Maybe at some point I'll get it again, but alright. So this is just telling what I'm printing, where I want to print from, and the size paper I'm printing. So over here I'm showing glossy paper. Over here I'm showing high quality, the 8.5 by 11 photo size paper, and printing from the rear tray with a quantity of 1. Then I click OK. Up here it tells me what printer it's going to print from. I apply and print. And we wait for it to come out. Okay, so there is my printed sheet of 6 photos that I'm going to make into magnets. Alright, so now I'm going to get the camera set up where I can sit. I'm probably going to try to sit it on top of the printer and shoot down, because I'm going to actually go through my magnet sheet and show you how I do that. Okay, so stay tuned. Okay, so this is my magnet sheet right here. This is the adhesive side, where you peel this sheet off. This is the magnet part. So this is 30 mil thick, so it's a nice backing. It's not like real thin or anything. This is the size I like to use for thickness. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the individual photos out, and then I'm going to measure, because I like to get 9 magnets off of this sheet. The goal is to have as little scrap as I can, and basically the little bit of scrap I have, I'm going to make this cost effective is what I'm trying to do. Okay, so my goal is 9 magnets out of here, but I'll show you how I divide this up into 3 sections where I can fit those 9 photos, and that's why I use the size of 2.5 by 3.5. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cut these out, and I'll be right back. Alright folks, so you can see I have 9 photos down here, and it's pretty much covering my magnet sheet completely, with very little room in between each photo to waste, basically. So I have to be careful when I cut them. So this is this is how I get 9 magnets off one 8.5 by 11 sheet. Okay, so now I'm going to do my measurements. I'm not going to do anything with all the photos on there, but I'll show you what I do next. Okay. Okay, so I've removed 6 of the 9 photos off the magnet sheet, so this is all blank, and I have the top row here. And what I'm going to do is I have them lined up where I would put them on there, and I'm just going to take my ruler and draw a line here right underneath them, but give it a little bit of room for scrap, because I'll have to trim all the edges. So then I just draw a line there. Okay. So I can remove these now. And I don't know if you can see that line going across there. So this will be my first row of photos. So then I would just take those photos again and put them on underneath that line. and then draw another line under those photos. Okay, so I've now broken it up into 3 sections, but now I want 9 spots. Okay, so this is basically my starting point, because I can take the photos again and make sure they fit under that last section under here. So yep, I will get 9 of these photos on here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is cut out all 3 strips and then work individually from there. Okay, so I'll be right back while I cut these out. Okay, so I have my 3 strips here all cut out. So right now I just need to work with one, so I can move the other ones out of the way, and I take 1 strip, and all I'm going to do is take 1 photo, and I'm sorry it's a bad angle. Okay, and I'm going to work from here. If I had more room between each photo, I would simply draw lines between them and cut them individually. But these photos ended up being just a tad bit over 3.5 inches on the sides. So they're a little bit longer than I wanted to get them. So it's taking up more room, so I don't have as much room. So I have to work a little more carefully with them, but still get as much as I want on them. Okay, so with this, all I got to do is tear my paper off, and this is the adhesive, so that's sticky. I just fold this back, give myself a little room to work, and I'm going to take this edge and work it on the very edge of this magnet sheet here, and that's going to minimize my scrap. Okay, and that's going to give me more room to work with for the other 2 photos. So I just try to line up my 2 fingers at the edge here as a guidance. I know the top and bottom are good. I got plenty of room. It's the sides I want to work with. Okay. Okay. So now I'll just fold this back over and rub it on. It doesn't rub anything on. It's just me rubbing the photo onto the adhesives to make sure it sticks. Really getting it on there. Okay. All right. So now what I want to do is cut this edge off. And I want to try to cut it off as close to the edge of the photo as I can. And again, that will leave me more room for the other 2 photos to work with. Okay. Oops, sorry. Okay. So all right, so I got the magnet right at the edge here, so I don't have any scrap or anything to trim off the edges on both sides, so I'm good there. But now I got to trim the top and bottom off the photo, not the photo itself, but the magnet sheet. Okay, it's hard to get it on this angle. And what I do is I take my scissors and I push it to my photo until I feel where the photo is, and I cut along that edge. All right. So because I'm working at a weird angle to try to capture this on video, I didn't quite get the edge I wanted. It's no big deal because it's my magnet, but I wouldn't send it out like this. So it's very touchy on how you get it to cut. I'm going to go ahead and cut the bottom edge as I normally would. And that went much smoother. So this is smooth down here is what I just did off camera, because that's what I would normally do. But because I was at a weird angle trying to get it on camera, I did not get the smooth edge on this side. So, but As you can see, it's a magnet now. Okay, so now that means I have the rest of this to work with 2 photos. And I would just take one, do the same thing with that photo, except because I cut on this edge, it's not going to be as perfect as it was on the first photo. So I'm not going to be able to butt it right up to the edge, but as close as I can to it. Okay, again, I know the top and bottom are good, so I'm going to try to do that. It's kind of a little harder. Normally this is like just second nature to me, to just go ahead and trim and cut and everything. But when you're trying to do it on video, it takes a little more time and it kind of messes you up a little bit. Okay. All right. So that came out pretty good. Now I just got to trim the rest of the magnet off the photo. And when I trim, I'll always sure to, after each trim, go to my scissors and take this little strip off, or any little thing you trim off of there. Even if it's minute trims, take it off your scissors. Okay, this wasn't a perfect cut, so I have to go trim it again. You see the trims get smaller. The way I know if it's a good cut is if I run my finger down the side here and I don't feel any stickiness from the adhesive, then it's a good cut. Then there's no excessive magnet sticking out. But on this side here, I feel magnet. I feel a little bit of stickiness, so I have to trim more magnet off of it. And that's much better. Sometimes if I feel this and I don't see any excess magnet sticking out, but I feel stickiness, I'll turn it around and trim the photo down. And then that'll most of the time fixes the problem. All right, so there I have another magnet. So then we have the last part, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. Is now I can just take this whole thing off and put this on there. And because the other 2 photos, I was careful to not waste any excessive magnet on each side, I have plenty of magnet on this photo on each side to work with. So I don't know if you can see, but on the sides here I have plenty of trim to work with. Okay, so now I'm just going to trim this, and then I'll have 3 magnets. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so I did the first row and I got my 3 magnets here. They're all ready to be put on the refrigerator. You can put them on refrigerators, lockers, you know, anything metal, of course. And then for the first row, this is all the trim I had. So that's basically all the waste I had. So I can expect to have that on each row. So that's really not bad at all for waste on an 8.5 by 11 sheet. Okay, so that's how I make my magnets. if this was an actual order, I would put it in a plastic bag. If I was sending this to a customer, I would just slide it in a plastic bag with her his or her packing slip and in an envelope. Okay, so that's all there is to it. And I can also take these same photos, make them into stickers, obviously greeting cards, and you can pretty much do anything with them. Alright, so I just wanted to show you how I make my magnets. Alright everyone, so you can see the 3 magnets I just made and put them on my refrigerator. And that Let It Snow is actually a window cling that I put on the refrigerator instead. So yeah, you can see I got the refrigerator full of magnets that I made. So, alright.